Welcome to the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. We're at the Queesit Inn Tuesday night. Stop down, have a great meal, and see some of the gang. Tonight, we're honored with the presence of Berge Zobian from Gallery Z Studios, an art gallery in our beautiful city of Warwick. Thank you so much for coming on the Spotlight Series.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this program.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. First of all, I want to thank Dina for producing this, and Jimmy, the owner of Queesit Inn. Background. So it's a long story, but I'm on that semi-retirement mode.
Thank you. I love that.
Artist myself, a photographer for many decades, representing upwards of 400 artists in the stable of Gallery Z. We work with artists that are living and sometimes estates that are non-living artists. I've been doing the full-time art gallery scene with Gallery Z for upwards of 22 years. And before that, for about 18 years, I did pop-up shows as we are doing the studio, the pop-up space.
Yeah.
And for multiple spaces that were created, and also cafes and restaurants. And the gallery just produces a lot of work by the artists that are giving the artwork, original artworks, yeah.
And you've done a lot of artwork for area businesses. I know the artwork here at Queesit Inn is from your personal selections.
Yes, so we are actually in about 22 locations in the city of Providence and Warwick and one in East Greenwich. We are in hotel lobbies, we are in a law firm, we're in about 18 restaurants, and actually about 4 or 5 of them on Federal Hill, where the gallery used to be located. So we have a program that we provide art for the ambiance, and making sure that the restaurants respect the art and liability issues. And the last 40 years I've been doing this, with the exception of one little incident, a drunk person knocking on a piece of art, breaking, and eventually the janitor throwing the piece of art away. And I want to mention the facility. We have never had a problem. So basically whoever allows us as an artist or estate, most estates do not. We would provide about 10 to 40 pieces of art to one institution, and we change it quarterly, and we change it biannually, sometimes monthly. Yeah.
That's a great way for artists to get seen in a passive way, because I know a lot of folks get a little skeptical or anxious to walk into an art gallery thinking, I need to have so much money to walk in, it's not my fit. But just a lot of the places that your artists could be seen is just common, everyday, beautiful pieces.
Yeah, and the people enjoy it, and sometimes, believe it or not, people do buy art, and that way the restaurant or the facility can donate up to 10% to a nonprofit that they can identify. And then the artist is happy, the buyer is happy,
sure.
Plus the gallery is happy. And we're also passed a resolution back about 17 years ago with the tax-free status of the arts. So if a piece of art is sold, the buyer is saving 7%, and in addition to possibly small discount, we might extend if the artist allows it. So it's a happy medium all around. And plus it's for us a foundation ad. So we hit the west side, the east side, downtown, and also as far as East Greenwich. Yeah.
Nice. And you have an actual physical location as well?
Yes. So about 2 years ago, the COVID days came and went. After upwards of 20-something years on Federal Hill, in the heart of Federal Hill, between Shallow Bakery, we had 2 storefronts, Gallery Z, and next to Venda. I put my foot down and brought the facility into my own facility, into my own art studio, which I converted into an art gallery. So it's in Warwick, Rhode Island. It's not a main road. It's in an industrial park. It's called a Patuxent Industrial Park. Okay. And it's on Bellows Street, 100 Bellows Street. We are one of 24 units in that building. I happen to be also the president of the board of directors of that condo association. We are located at 100 Bellows Street, unit number 8.
Okay, and typically what are your hours?
So what we've done is going from 3 full-time assistants to 2 full-time assistants to 1 full-time assistant to a couple of part-time assistants. Now the gallery hours are primarily by appointment,
Okay.
or by chance, as I say, but consistently we are open Thursdays and Saturdays, 12 to 5 p.m.
Okay, and they can go on your website to contact you about an appointment?
Exactly. So we have a pretty extensive website. We actually have 3 websites. The main gallery website that represents upwards of 400 artists, thousands of pieces of art. Any piece of art we take in, we inventorize, we photograph, we measure, we find the medium and the title, of course the name of the artist's date of birth, and we infuse it in our software created for us. It's called SpinSoft, and that software is reflected and backed by 2 separate hard copies, and then that's made labels into. We also include biographies and track records of artists, the sizes, etc., and that's reflected in our website. And not all the art is, of course, exposed and exhibited, depending on the exhibits we have. In the past, for 20 years or so, we had every month we have our own exhibit of a theme. It could be a solo show, it could be a duo show, it could be abstractions, and we had 12 exhibits a year for 20 years. So we actually printed upwards of almost 1 million 4x6 postcards. And I feel bad, cutting the trees and all this. So long story short, now we are doing quarterly exhibits.
Okay.
And the current show, as you see, is comfort art. It comprises of about 120 pieces of art and about 42 artists. We take pride, by the way, in only exhibiting and showcasing fine art, which is only original art.
Okay.
We don't show giclées or reproductions or copies, etc., including digital photography. So we're very strict on that. Yeah.
Okay. And if someone thought, I know someone who would like some art, I don't know what they would like, you also do gift certificates?
We have gift certificates, and we have people come in and look at the gallery, or they call us and they say, did you have this work? And we say, well, I'm sorry, it's not available. The artist picked it up and possibly painted over that piece, or we sold it, or we have it in stock. And then we kind of find out what the person, the prospect is interested in, what type of art, medium, size, style, or era. Then we ask the artists what they have in their stock, and then we connect them to the buyer, and that way we make the sale, and we ship in the continental United States for free. Okay. So we have a beautiful setup on our website. It's a store. And by the way, Gallery Z website is galleryzprov.com, abbreviated Providence.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. And you do online sales as well from the website?
We do. Let's say, a person is Googled an artist, and we happen to have the artist's works or the artist exhibited at the gallery in the past, or artist is not living. So I'll give you one example. Just a few weeks ago, we had a dentist collects a certain artist. Artist is not living. He's a grandfather who has 2 sons who are painters. He has a grandson who's a painter living, and I show all the 4 generations of painters. He bought a piece. He's a dentist, and we shipped it to him, a small piece. And so the artist passed away in 1996. So the track record is good, and also Googleable things are very important, because if the artist's name is correct, by the way, there's sometimes misinterpretations and misspellings, and then sometimes it's Eastern Europe or Western countries, they have a different name or different signature. That's very important also to, sometimes there's correlations, but sometimes there's a difficulty for that too.
Okay. And lastly, I know you're going to be a little quiet during the Christmas time, but you're going to have back open after the new year. You have receptions
Sure. I'm very excited to report to everybody that the next consecutive 5 Saturdays, starting November 5th and on to December 3rd, we are having receptions every Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. We have also artifacts, we have handicrafts, all handmade. Besides fine art, we have various mediums of art. We have ceramic pieces, we have glass blowers. We have actually 7 glass blowers in our stable. Currently we just got a new body of work from Daniel Reed, who is Chihuli's main assistant, Dale Chihuli's assistant. We just have now 5 of his pieces. And we have also paintings, photography, sculpture from bronze to various mediums. And price ranges between $50 to $20,000. So a big range of art, yeah.
My wife and I are going to be doing some glass blowing coming up soon. I'm sure it won't be gallery quality, but I'm interested to see how it all works.
Sure, of course. Is it going to be at Benjamin Jagir's studio?
I'm not sure. I got it for her for her birthday, and
nice,
we're excited to do it.
That's a lot of fun. Be careful.
Yes, there was a lot of warnings there.
Yeah.
Berge, we'd love to have you come back and introduce some of your artists if you would love to do that.
Of course. Thank you very much, Scott.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.